A Twin Cities pet owner is in the hospital after her own dogs turned against her.
Police say the woman's 3 American bulldogs mauled her at this apartment building in Brooklyn Park last night.
A really difficult story this morning to tell you about. A family is mourning the loss of their 1-year-old child after he was mauled to death by the family dog.
After multiple dog attacks, a Twin Cities suburb is considering stricter laws for pet owners.
Brooklyn Park is facing a growing concern. 63 reported animal attacks in 2024 alone. With incidents on the rise, city officials are taking action to revise pet ordinances and ensure the safety of residents and their pets. Following an alarming increase in animal attacks, Brooklyn Park officials are acting. All of this starts with a modification to the pet law of the city. With 63 recorded incidents in 2024 alone, more than twice the count from 2019, the city is seeking tighter rules to keep citizens secure. Behind the drive for improvements is the Brooklyn Park Police Department, which aims to better match city regulations with policies at Pets Under Police Security, PUPS, the facility handling abandoned and lost animals. The regulation currently caps homes at 3 pets above 6 months of age. The proposed modification removes the age restriction, so the limit covers all animals, regardless of age. Another major shift targets pet owners whose animals are discovered straying. Should an animal not already be microchipped, owners will have to pay for their pet to be returned after having it microchipped. These developments concern city officials more than just statistics. The rise in animal-related references is astounding, jumping from just 4 in 2019 to a startling 102 last year. Mayor Hollis Winston expressed his support of the proposal during a Monday City Council meeting. On its first reading, the council approved it, therefore indicating that changes are just around the corner. For some neighbors, however, the problem is rather personal. 2 small youngsters were attacked not far apart last July. Visiting a Brooklyn Park house in search of a puppy, 3-year-old Covil Allen perished after being mauled by 2 dogs. Still struggling with the terrible loss are Natasha Kerrick and Chuck Allen, his parents. "I can't think of anything harder than the last 7 months," Kerrick said. "We would trade everything to have him back." Police answered the attack with gunfire, killing 1 canine at the spot and later euthanizing another. Following the incident, Covil's picture is now rather visible at the Brooklyn Park Police Department as a reminder. Emphasizing how profoundly the incident affected officers, Inspector Matt Rabe said, "His death was very impactful to them, not something they will forget." 7-year-old Yama Yekeku was similarly bitten just 4 days following Covil's attack, but she sustained minor injuries. The emotional scars still show, though. She worries about animals. Her mother, Mary Innes, said she hardly wants to see them. Although they think more has to be done, both families fervently embrace the suggested ordinance amendments. Kerrick said, "It's a step forward, but way more needs to be done." The modifications mean more than merely stopping next attacks for local officials. They also seek to guarantee responsible breeding and appropriate treatment of animals. These steps, according to Rabe, will help monitor pet ownership, reduce animal-filled overcrowded houses, and combat unchecked backyard breeding. He said, "We want people to be safe, but we also want animals not to be bred and locked up in cages." In Brooklyn Park, dog attacks have long been a cause for worry, and the area has seen a fair number of sad events. Brooklyn Center High School graduate, 22-year-old Desmond Ray Thomas Trowick, was violently mauled by several dogs on a quiet Thursday afternoon. Police answered a complaint on Halifax Avenue at about 12:45 p.m., discovering on the way 4 or 5 dogs were attacking a man. They came upon Trowick being mauled in a garden. Using non-lethal bullets to stop the attack, one of the dogs was hit and all of them withdrew within the home. Police discovered the victim in serious condition, his clothes ripped apart and his body covered in bite wounds when they were at last able to reach him. At the scene, he was intubated, then hurried to the hospital for surgery. Sadly, later that evening, he passed from his wounds. Neighbors were left stunned by the attack. Living next door, Lisa Yang remembered Trawick's screams becoming ever quieter. He continued to shout, and his voice dropped steadily. She added, clearly startled, "I asked if he was okay, but he couldn't hear me." The catastrophe took an even more surprising turn when investigators disclosed the dogs were not even owned by the house occupants. Trawick, left in charge of them, was just watching them for the day. As officials launched an inquiry and started the hazardous dog program, the 4 American pit bull terriers were put into quarantine. For members of the community, the death was devastating. Living across the street, Jeanne Dietrich said she first thought a youngster had been bitten. "We sensed something horrible had transpired, but we were unsure about exactly what had happened." She added, "It's just so sad." Tragic events did not stop there, unfortunately. Brooklyn Park saw still another horrific incident in July 2024. Visiting a house on Brooklyn Park Drive North, 2 dogs mauled a 3-year-old child, leaving in severe condition. The attack took place in the middle of the day, about at 12:45 p.m. The pit bulls were still attacking the toddler when the cops got there. Several cops moved fast and fired their rifles, killing one canine and wounding the other. The young lad suffered serious injuries even with their quick response. Before hurried him to a local hospital, where he stayed in serious condition. Police and paramedics carried life-saving actions. Later on, police said that an adult attempting intervention received major injuries as well. As police and first responders arrived, Angie Towers, a neighbor, detailed the mayhem. Outside with her daughter was she when the firing started. A neighbor claimed there were either 2 or 3 rounds. "I just heard one," she said. The attack appalled Tower, a dog owner herself, particularly since she had seen the dogs before and never thought they could be deadly. Shaken by the reality of the circumstance, she said, "The dogs, they're sweet, they're nice, or so I thought." Recent months have seen a concerning surge in dog attacks in Brooklyn Park, which has left neighbors disturbed and officials looking for answers. Reflecting on the recent series of attacks, Brooklyn Park Police Inspector Elliot Faust said they were among the worst he has encountered in his law enforcement career. He also noted an alarming trend. Pit bulls made up the attacking dogs in every instance. As investigations continue, one thing is clear. Brooklyn Park is facing a growing crisis when it comes to dangerous dogs. Whether through changes in local ordinances, stricter enforcement of pet ownership laws, or better education on handling aggressive animals, something has to change. Until then, the community remains on edge, hoping that no more lives will be put at risk by yet another unprovoked attack. No one wants to believe their dog is capable of biting. It's one of the first things people ask when they meet a new dog. Does your dog bite? If your pup enjoys meeting people, the immediate response is usually, "No, my dog doesn't bite." But the truth is, under the right circumstances, any dog can bite. What people are really asking is whether your dog will bite them if they reach down to say hello. If your dog is social and comfortable with new people, the answer might be no. However, it's important to normalize conversations about a dog's personal boundaries and advocate for their comfort by being honest about their temperament. Every dog has a threshold. Some may be more patient, while others require more support to prevent them from feeling the need to bite. Understanding the reasons behind dog bites is key to preventing them. Though they might seem unexpected, dog bites hardly occur out of nothing. Whether a dog's reaction is a tiny nip or major bite needing medical attention, usually there is a cause. Many people overlook the warning signals though. Before resorting to biting, most dogs show signs of discomfort. They may bark, growl, or even snap at the air as a warning. Still, a bite might be the dog's only means of expression for anxiety or dissatisfaction when these signs go missed or ignored. What then makes a dog bite occur? There are various explanations. Most of them originate from instinct, stress, or anxiety. Fear is among the most often occurring causes of dog bites. Should a dog sense danger from another animal or from a person, they may act out of a need to establish distance. Dogs that are sensitive about strangers coming too rapidly or invading their personal space may become anxious. Their natural inclination is to defend themselves when they feel overwhelmed. This is why one should pay close attention to a dog's body language. Indicators of discomfort include tight posture, a tucked tail, flattened ears, or displaying the whites of their eyes. Should these signs be disregarded, the dog may growl. Should that not be effective, it may bite. When startled, especially while they are asleep, dogs can also bite. Imagine someone touching you, waking you suddenly. You might react naturally before recognizing what is happening. When startled awake, dogs, especially senior canines, with somewhat limited vision or hearing, also go through the same disorientation. This is the reason youngsters should be taught never to disturb a resting pet, and why it's always better to be careful while rousing a sleeping dog. The ultimate aim is to enable dogs to feel safe and comprehensible. Dog owners may lower the danger of bites and provide safer surroundings for the people around their animals by honoring their limits, identifying their stress signals, and working on training and socializing.